Where can you find the L Train, Miracle Mile, Wrigley Field, and the Pedway? It's the third largest city in the US, so we've got a lot of exploring to do on this episode of Ms. World Traveler in Chicago, Illinois. Hi friends, I'm Ms. World Traveler Kerry Damiano, inviting you on an adventure to discover style, design, fashion, art, and antiques in great shopping destinations across the country and around the world. Come with me. Where to begin in describing Chicago? Incorporated as a city in 1837, it rests on 234 square miles and is home to over 9 million residents. Because of its situation on the intersection of several major waterways and its middle-of-the-country location, Chicago was and is a hub for international trade and commerce. The lifeblood of the city, the Chicago River's history is fascinating. When the population was threatened with disease from sewage flowing into Lake Michigan in 1900, they ingeniously figured out a way to reverse the river and make it flow into the Mississippi. And after decades of cleanup efforts, the waterfront now boasts a riverwalk with lots of attractions for both locals and tourists. From the Riverwalk, you can choose from numerous boat operators for a short cruise, which is a great way to get a different perspective of the city. But one of the best ways to get to know Chicago is to take an architecture tour. The first skyscraper, 10 stories tall, was built here in 1884, and since then, architects from all over the world have made their mark on Chicago's skyline, consistently ranked one of the top-rated, recognizable skylines in the US. To even begin to comprehend the size and scope of Chicago, it must be broken down into neighborhoods as they form a patchwork of ethnic communities. As Chicago's largest park and one of 600 that the city takes great pride in keeping clean, Lincoln Park runs along the riverfront, which spans the entire city. 1,200 acres of beautiful green space house a conservatory, a couple of museums, an outdoor theater, a lily pond, and a world-renowned zoo, all in a lovely neighborhood of gracious homes. And of course, the shopping is everything you would expect, while still maintaining that small hometown feel. So Iris, how long have you been here at Laudi Vidni?
Yeah, I have been here for 1 year. I started in March 2023.
Great. And your background is fashion, so
Yes.
this is right up your alley.
Yes, I graduated in Columbia College Chicago with a fashion business degree.
Great. So tell me about the ladies who started this store.
So our founders were, is Laura Kofoid, and her co-founder was Grace. And Grace is no longer with us, but Laura and Grace started this business on a mission to create their own custom handbag.
Well, and isn't that where the name came from, which is very interesting.
Mhm.
It's individual spelled backwards.
Mhm.
They broke it up into two words. So what was the thinking behind that?
So I think the thinking behind that was they knew that they wanted it to kind of be like a name, but not necessarily their own name. So they decided, well, individual's nice, and when you actually spell it backwards, it turns out to be a really nice name. And it kind of has a really nice ring to it.
It does, and it's quite memorable, right? Because you sort of know what it is, but it's not really.
Yeah, and it sounds like a name.
Yeah, it does. It does. So we have lots of leathers. It's custom handbags.
Yes.
Tell me about the selection that we have of leathers behind us.
Yes, so we cherry pick our leathers from Italy, Spain, New York. We have very different leathers. We carry some, they're all cowhide, but we do have different ones like snake. They're just embossed. We have a crocos. We have fake stingrays. And soft grains and smooth grains. We have literally everything that you might need and want. We also have some swapes as well.
So people can come in and you have a number of different bags for them to choose from, and they can say whatever combination that they want. Is there a limit to like how many different colors you can put in one bag?
So each bag has different components that you could definitely style. It's usually the strap color, the main body, and then there's always like a stripe or a different component that you could definitely customize. So I would say it's about 3 to 4 different leathers. We usually like to start them off with picking a style. They pick a style of bag, and then we can move them over to the different leathers, and we ask them, are you a neutral? Do you like colorfuls? What do you want to wear this bag for work or for every day?
Well, what's the strangest?
The strangest?
Yes. What's the strangest combination that you have seen people do?
There is quite a few different combinations I have seen people do. But the best thing is, since it is individual for you, we don't want to steer them off from that too much, because it is definitely what they want to do. I have seen my fair share of really funny combinations. Just recently, I believe there was one who did a yellow body. The center was an emerald. There was a strap that was maroon in this color. So she kind of went all colorful crazy because she loves color. But you know,
I can understand that.
Right.
Lots of color.
Right. So if you know yourself and you know you will use that bag and for many different colorful outfits, then go ahead, do it. But we do want to kind of limit you and steer you in the right direction and ask you, are you sure this is what you want?
Good. So we have made our way over to some of the bags, and these are just showcase bags, obviously just to give customers ideas of where to start. But if you just want to show them a bag without any color on it, what would you do?
I would leave them over to our wall over here. We have a blank space with all the different walls, all the different bags that you could choose from. It doesn't showcase all the different bags that we currently have, but you could start from that wall. Because
sometimes I think color, when they see it already, color, you can't picture it any other way. So if you start with just a blank canvas or a blank leather, to be precise, then it might be more easy to imagine what you can do with it. And then you can come over here and you can say, oh, I see how on this kind of style you can put something different on the bottom and something different on the top. You could even put something different
for the straps.
For the strap as well. And you can also see the leathers in use, right?
Yes, of course.
So how does this look like when it's not just a swatch? How does it look
How does it look like on the actual bag?
On an actual bag, right. And then just different combinations of things that you can do. Somebody might not think orange and gray, but when you put it together, it looks really cool.
Yes, and the best part about shopping in our store is you have that experience, and we could easily grab the leather swatch. Like, okay, well, I want to see it reversed. Okay, well, I could grab the leather swatch and I could show you what it would look like. And I would also lead you into our computer where we have our amazing website. And
to kind of do mock-ups
yes,
of
so
the
it's a
different
3D platform and you get to see what the bag would look like before you order it.
Great. Now, what if somebody comes in and they say, I have no imagination whatsoever and I just want to buy one?
Oh, you could definitely also buy these. These are actually ready to ship. So that's when I would ask you, are you looking for a work bag or a running errands or just like a literally everyday bag? What are you looking for? And we could start you with that sort of product. Then I could lead you to that one. And if you say, oh, that one's a bit too bright for me. Okay, well, we do have different options. We also have the more neutrals. and I could show you
Yes.
those. And if you
Great.
like it, then you could definitely buy it.
You know, and someone might say that to you.
Mhm.
That would never be me. That would say that's too bright for me.
Yeah.
How long does it take?
It's-
Once you decide your design, how long does it take to get it?
It takes about 2 to 3 weeks,
Okay.
depending on how much we have orders. It would
Mhm.
say it's a really good 2 to 3 mark.
Okay. And so people come into town
Mhm.
and they order their bag and then
Yes.
they go home.
And they should expect to receive it in 2 to 3 weeks.
Okay, fantastic.
Yes.
Love that. Well, you do amazing work here. I love just looking around at the different things that you're doing and getting ideas from that.
Yeah. What kind of bag would you like?
That's good. At Laudi Vidni, you can walk away with a handbag that will last forever, and you can tell all your friends that you designed it. A pretty fabulous souvenir from your trip to Chicago. Coming up on the next Ms. World Traveler in Chicago, we'll meet a young woman who is serious about slow fashion. You won't want to miss it.